12 it says, "This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you." So if you kill someone, you're actually breaking both of these commandments. You sure that you neither love God nor one another. If you shoot someone or blow them up with explosives, it doesn't qualify as love, does it? Who is behind what is happening in Iraq, Afghanistan, Somalia and elsewhere? Revelation 18:2, "And he cried," this is an angel, "cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird." And in verse 24 it says, "And in her," that's Babylon, "was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all," repeat, all that were slain upon the earth. So we see that according to this verse, the prime mover behind all the terrorism in the world today is Babylon. Whether you see or understand it is quite immaterial. Babylon's headquarters is Rome. Britain, the United States, Australia, and all the nations are subject to Rome. I've seen several things running in parallel in all the suffering and violent death that is occurring worldwide. The first is, I've mentioned this before, fear, as now nowhere is safe. We're afraid to go out. Now we are afraid to go into hospital because, we might pick up MRSA. Now I have very real experience of this. My brother and my son walked into hospital on their own two legs. They're now both dead. Everyone who's different to you is a possible threat. That's the second one. Of course, the shootings in Virginia, just like the car bombs in Iraq, are all carefully planned. The United States would like to disarm its population because there were thousands and thousands of disgruntled war vets, and millions of other people who are upset. And Bush's private army, which exists, doesn't want any opposition. It has already been given to the pastors, several thousand pastors gathered together, and they were given authority to control this private army. They're very real. They were in operation in New Orleans, as far as I've been led to understand. And many Christian groups are supporting the idea of arming their members. WorldNet.com offered a very, very popular book which showed, supposedly from the scripture, the right of a Christian to bear arms and to defend himself. In my documents I repeatedly state the exact opposite, that we will reap what we sow. Galatians 6:7, in Galatians 6:7 it says, "Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." The acts of great violence do not have to come from overseas. They can be engineered by those already living in the country and even those in charge. And this is happening in many countries. We've got a document, "Thou shalt not kill," worth reading. Exodus 20:13, that's what it says, "Thou shalt not kill." But additionally, if you live by the sword, you will inevitably die by the sword. That's what Revelation 13:10 says. "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Therefore, yes, round up all the people, put them in your concentration camps within your countries, do all you like, but rest assured, it says here, he that leads into captivity shall go into captivity. Goes on, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. And yet there is another agenda going on. There are moves to imprison people who are judged to be insane, even when they have done nothing wrong. The idea is to dumb them down with medication. People who speak out would be deemed to be insane. Someone like myself can be branded terrorist or insane. Given half the chance, they will have everyone with an electronic tag for their own good, of course, and drugged down. Now, this might sound far-fetched to you, but it isn't. One of my colleagues has actually made the error to say something some time ago negative about a member of the royal family. He was suddenly whisked off in a white van. This was just in his workplace. Whisked off in a white van, given some shock treatment to make sure he never says things like that again. So this is real. So it's not only war that we're killing people with, we're killing people in so many ways. You know, road deaths worldwide, they estimate it's going to be 1.2 million each year. That's a lot of people. 1.2 million each year. Some estimates are higher. Some said 2.2 million. That means that cars kill more people than wars every year. And that's quite distinct from the 1.2 million that we're told live in poverty. You know, trying to get statistics on what is going on is exceedingly difficult. You get the figures that are 5 years old, 10 years old. Abortions for the year 1999, they're estimated 46 million women have abortions worldwide every year. When I asked, who is counting the dead, I mean all those who are killed. The estimates of civilian casualties in Iraq is 655,000 plus. That's according to tinyurl.com.